So this is the Lazy Boy Kneel Rocking Recliner. It's a big and tall recliner. And actually, if you look at the back, you'll see that it's the back, the very back top there. You can see it's sloped to my right. And that's because this chair is broken already. A big and tall recliner from Lazy Boy is only rated for 300 pounds. What they do is they extend the back up higher 2 inches, and the base, the wooden base, they extend that 2 inches to the back. There, you could see the base there. And that's it. They don't beef up the back of the chair or anything. And I found that out after I discussed this broken chair with Lazy Boy Corporate, who they separate themselves from the Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery, saying it's a separate entity, which it is, because even though we asked if it was a company-owned store, and we were told yes by a senior designer at the Langhorne, Pennsylvania store, in fact, it is not a company-owned, corporate-owned store. It's a privately owned store. And we specifically, when we first walked into the store, were like, where are your 500 weight capacity chairs? And the guy brought us to the big and tall chairs. Now, Lazy Boy only makes 5 recliners that are rated for 500 pounds weight capacity. And all 5 are lift chairs that actually lift you up and put you in a standing position. And I found that out by Lazy Boy Corporate operated. It's called Comfort Care, which is really a customer service when you're calling in for warranty issues. I'm going to show you the back of the chair. And as you can see, this chair broke in the back. And my husband he weighed 260 when we bought this chair. He weighs about 245 now. We had it delivered December 20th. And by January 12th, I believe, we only had the chair 23 days. And we discovered that it was broke. Now, nothing popped, nothing broke. We were able to hear it. We noticed that the back was sloped to the right a little bit. The whole chair is kind of like sloped a little bit, and that's how we discovered. So you can see these windows. If that chair would have broken the back and it's winter time, it's January now in Pennsylvania, he probably would have breached one of those windows and could have gotten seriously injured from the broken glass, because all these curtains in the back, they're the windows, and you could see it here. It's not very far off the floor, and they're full-length windows, right? So I'm going to just show you the back breakage here. And I'm trying to warn people, if you're looking for a big and tall chair and you're thinking that the capacity, well, here you can see the break. And that's where the 2 pieces join together. This chair comes in 2 pieces. And there's like a bracket in here. And the upper part slides into the bracket. So when they deliver the chair, they put the 2 pieces together. Now, previously, I had a all-leather Barcalounger. When I mean all leather, I mean even the back and the sides was all beautiful leather. Paid over $3,000 for it, like 20 years. It lasted 20 years. So that's the difference between a Lazy Boy. Well, Barcalounger is not the same company either anymore. So, not the same company that we bought from. And a lot of these companies like Flex Steel and Ashley and Lane, most of them you're going to have problems with in the first year or so. Now, Lazy Boy, let me give you some additional information. You have to sign a contract from the dealer. You only have 3 days to return the chair. They make you sign this agreement, But you know what I found on Lazy Boy's website, they also have some kind of an arbitration clause that I didn't sign anything on my paperwork, but I don't know if you could legally be held to that arbitration if you didn't sign anything on your contract for your furniture that you're buying. But there's this act. It's a federal act called Magnuson-Moss Act, and it's in regards to defective products. And Lazy Boy has this arbitration clause stating that if you go to court, you want to go to court and you want to refer to this Magnuson-Moss Act for defective products, you first have to agree to go to arbitration. And guess where arbitration is? Arbitration is in Monroe, Michigan, where Lazy Boy Corporate is located. So you have to fly up there. You have to hire an arbitrator or hire some kind of representative, and it goes in front of an arbitrator. And then the arbitrator up there in Monroe, Michigan, who's buddies with all these people, right? Yeah, he's going to rule, he or she's going to rule in your favor. I don't think so. But anyway, there's another way out of that. You know, you don't have to, if you go to small claims court like we were going to do. First of all, this chair was misrepresented. And the assistant manager at the Langhorne, Pennsylvania store that told us the chair was rated for 500-pound weight capacity. And then after we discovered the breakage and went up there, they would not speak to us in any way. They just wrote down a phone number on a little piece of yellow sticky pad and said, this is our process. And I said, well, it's not my process. And I filed a dispute with my credit card company. And if I don't win that, I was going to go to small claims court, because no company can misrepresent a product. That's like, you go to a Ford dealership and you say you're looking for a 5.0 liter engine, and the guy sells you a 3.0 liter engine, and you drive it off the lot. You discover, hey, what's going on here? This is not what I expected to get. Well, so it's buyer beware. But you know what? I looked on the Lazy Boy website, and nowhere on the website can you find weight capacity information. The only thing I was able to Google, that it's just by a Google search, and it didn't direct me to the Lazy Boy website. It just said all the chairs were 500-pound weight. I'm sorry, all the chairs were 300-pound weight capacity chairs, unless noted on their website. And so there's only 5 noted on their website. You would have to click on each chair and look at the specifications for each recliner to find that information. This is the guy that sold me, or me and my husband, our Neil recliner and misrepresented the product. Now, this is his picture on LinkedIn. Do you believe it? I wish I would have done some research ahead of time, but nonetheless, the smirk on his face, he had the same smirk when we went into the store 23 days later and said that the chair was busted already. And nowhere on the website does it say that the weight capacity was 500 pounds for the chair that he told us to get. He said, if you want the chair to last, get one of the big and talls. They're all rated for 500-pound weight capacity. Now, he's worked for Lazy Boy for 7 years. So do you really think he was mistaken? And I said, well, I'm going to dispute the charge. He said, go ahead. You signed a contract. You're going to lose. Well, basically, I'm winning right now. And I said, well, if I lose with the dispute, I'm going to go to small claims court and I'll see you there. And he's like, well, that's what we have attorneys for. Guess what? You could subpoena your salesperson. You could ask the judge to subpoena the person that sold you the chair. But see, lucky for me, Lazy Boy Corporate and their Comfort Care customer service department told me that this guy already wrote in the notes that he did tell us it was a 500 weight capacity chair. So I guess, what? We got to bring like a body cam in with us and record the whole conversation just to make sure that whoever is selling us a product, we have to record it. And this guy has hung up on me more than once because I told him after they were supposed to pick the chair back up January 21st to take it back to the warehouse and issue us a refund. They didn't come, which is today, by the way, January 21st, 2023. So now they're scheduled for January 28th, which is next Saturday. So if they don't pick it up, we're going to be dropping it off in front of their store. I'll be taking pictures of the chair, and then I'll contact my credit card company and say the chair's been returned. They already issued us a provisional credit on our credit card account, and so that'll just prove that they have the chair back. Look at this smirk. It really angers me that people just lie and lie and lie anymore. Well, we don't know if it was a lie, do we? But it sure was a misrepresentation. And like I said, this guy's worked for Lazy Boy for 7 years. It's right on his LinkedIn account that he's worked for Lazy Boy for 7 years. So I'm going by his information. So I'm going to continue. So I want to give you some additional information about Lazy Boy. Here is their arbitration clause. They have lifetime warranties on parts. Guess what? It's $120 an hour approximately to get a repair person to come to your house. If it takes 3 hours to fix your chair, well, then you're going to pay $120 per hour. Also, when they removed the fabric, Lazy Boy Corporate wanted to repair our chair or replace the chair, and first they were trying to say, well, they're going to remove the fabric to see where it's broke in the back. And guess what? They don't even warranty. If the repair person tears your fabric, guess what? That's too bad. That's what Lazy Boy, we don't warranty fabric. So these people, in my opinion and my experience, are outrageous. So you can read it yourself. Now I'm sorry I have a broken iPad here, but you could pretty much read it, right? Take a screenshot, read it later. But this is governing law. This is they're referring to here the arbitration. If you didn't sign a contract that states this, see where up here it mentions Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act? Look that up. It's in regards to consumer products that are defective. So, but you don't have to do this. First of all, when you buy a piece of furniture from Lazy Boy, there's an expectation of use for a period of time. No judge is going to say, okay, 23 days is a good enough period of time for a piece of furniture to last and be usable for the price of $1,471 and change. No judge in their right mind is you're not going to lose if you go to court. You don't have to say it's defective. You could go to court and say expectation of use. That's what you're suing for. You didn't get your money's worth, expectation of use. Even if it's a year and you bought a sofa or a higher end recliner and it breaks, expectation of use. That's as far as I'm concerned, and I'm no attorney, but this is what I had to sign. This is like the 3-day return. First of all, we didn't do a special order. We just purchased the recliner with the same fabric that they already had in stock. But nowhere in here does it talk about, and I have a copy of the signed copy. Actually, I took pictures of it after I signed it at the store. It doesn't talk about arbitration in here. But yet on the Lazy Boy website, it talks about arbitration and that you got to fly to Monroe, Michigan to go to arbitration before you could go to court. This company, don't deal with them and do your homework, because there's other companies that are doing the same thing now. And I wrote a letter to Miss Whittington, who is the CEO, as well as some of her other higher end executives like Edward. So let me just continue. I emailed the CEO, Melinda Whittington, also Daryl Edwards, Also, TJ Lentz and Mike Corzin. They're all upper level executives. Nobody responded to my email. And I also copied comfortcare@lazyboy.com. Escalations got a hold of me. Her name's Kelly. And we went back and forth. She never addressed that the chair that was sold to us was misrepresented on the weight capacity until I point blank said to her in an email, you have not once addressed that the chair was misrepresented, and that we are aware that our salesperson / assistant manager typed into the notes under our account, under our order, that he did in fact inform us and said that the chair had a higher weight capacity than it really did, 300 pounds versus 500 pounds that he sold us the chair. Informed us that the chair capacity was. But the thing is, you would think that corporate would contact the store and not these back and forth emails and just say, give them their money back. You gave them the wrong information. Let's get this over with. No, we're into week 2, and then, we'll be into week 3. And I had to file a dispute with my credit card company. And this contract is to protect the dealer. They lied about it being a company-owned store. They lied about the way, in my opinion. Okay, let's just say they misrepresented. Though they don't even know if the store is company-owned or not. Really? That's a flat-out lie. Because the taxes for that building are going to a woman that lives in a $3.5 million apartment in California, and it's under a trust. She's the only person mentioned in the trust, and I found information that she was an investor in Lazy Boy. So all this, because then you got to find out who you're going to sue. Who are you going to sue? Who are you going to subpoena? So even in small claims court, and even if you don't have an attorney, you got to get these things right if you have to file court documents. So, in my opinion, don't deal with Lazy Boy. It's not worth it. Spend more money. Deal with a reputable company if you could find one. That's the moral of this story, and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. So here's the 2 pieces of the broken recliner, and these brackets are what holds it in place. The top part to the bottom part just slides into these brackets, and it's a piece of junk for $1,500. I mean, we could have got this for $899.99 at Boscov's. They were selling the same chair before Christmas. It didn't have this fabric. Even then, it should last more than 23 days, right? But it is what it is, and they're coming to get it tomorrow morning. Thank God. And then I got to go back to the store, the hostile Langhorne, Pennsylvania store, and get my refund on my credit card. So thanks for watching. So to wrap things up with Lazy Boy, I went to this Langhorne, Pennsylvania store, and again, the guy with the beanie cap, I show you a picture of him that worked there for 7 years, and still he lied. He lied about the weight capacity of the chair. I don't believe it was a misrepresentation. You know why? My husband and I went into the store. There was a really nice woman that was going to handle a refund, and she did process the refund, but it still shows that the chair, they did not receive the chair, even though I have security footage of two guys coming here in a budget box rental truck and taking the chair out in two pieces down my driveway and loading it into the truck. They also had a Lazy Boy form that I had to sign. Okay, and I did, and I took a picture of it, and I told the woman at the store that I have security footage of them coming to get the chair this past Saturday, the 28th of January, 2023. And even though I guess it's not in their system yet, she issued me a refund. And then the guy that sold us the chair, the guy with the beanie that looks like an idiot, they made me sign another form. And so she didn't want me to write on there that the chair was picked up on Saturday, January 28th, 2023, but I did anyway. I wrote that on there, I signed my name, and I dated it, which today is January 30th, 2023. And then that guy came over right in front of my husband and me and tried to grab it out from under me, from under my hand. And I told her I wanted to take a picture of it. And he tried to grab it, and he says, "I'll take a copy for you." And I says, "No, I'm taking a picture of it right now." And he's like, "I could do," this is his exact words, corporate lazy boy. This is his exact words. "I could do whatever I want." Exact words. You asked the other employee that was there. And you know what I said? I says, "And so can I." And I took my picture. And then when we were walking out, he's like, "I'm just going to cross that out." And the woman says, "I don't think you should, because I have a picture of what I signed." Okay. And it's time stamped and it's date stamped. And this is the moral of the story is, do not trust Lazy Boy. All the dealers are going to do the same darn thing. They're individual stores, and they're going to have a smile on their face when they're selling you something. But if you go back and say, "Hey, I have a problem with this piece of furniture, can you help me?" They're not going to help you. Do your homework. You know, there's nowhere on the website that shows weight capacity of any of their furniture unless you click on each individual piece of furniture or each recliner. And there's only 5 recliners that have a 500-pound weight capacity, and they're all lift chairs. And there's plenty of them, other manufacturers, same deal. But these people, well, they're letting this guy as an assistant manager get away with what he just did now, trying to pull a document out from under my hand and take it. And he was going to make a copy of it. Yeah, I don't believe that. See, because you are in their store, they could call the police on you. If they take a document without you taking a picture of it or having a copy, and a picture's better, because it's time stamped. The thing is, you'll never get that document back because it's their property. Okay? So, moral of the story, do not trust Lazy Boy. They are not a reputable company. Yeah, they've been in business a long time. They're not the same company they used to be. And this whole experience, buyer beware, more so than any other time in the United States history. It's gotten so bad. So bad. Everybody lies anymore. Everybody just says whatever they want to say and take your money, and then good luck trying to get it back. But you can file a dispute with your credit card company, and you could go to small claims court. Don't say the chair's defective, because I already talked about the Magnuson-Moss Act, okay, where you have to go to arbitration, especially with Lazy Boy, and other companies are probably doing the same thing. Expectation of use. That's how you sue in small claims court. Or a misrepresentation that you could prove, like we were able to do, and that's how we won. So I'm so angry now. This guy jerked us around again today, and corporate, and the owner of that store is letting them get away with it. But thanks for watching. I hope you learned something, because I sure as heck did. Thank you.